Well, that's a way to be exchanged. It's too far gone for me. There's just, I know I put a lot of effort into the chassis to get that back instead of buying another one, but to be fair, by the time I buy all the bits that needs to go onto this and do all the welding and repairing and the worn parts changed out, it's just not economically viable. I might as well pay for a refurbed axle. The difference is a couple of £100, so it's all better for me, and it's something I can just bolt on when it comes. I did try and buy a second-hand one, but I looked at 3 and they were all worse than this, so it's obviously they had the same idea as me. They've bought a refurbed one and then trying to sell to recoup some money. I've part exchanged this to the guy who's refurbed it, so he's given me £400 back for that. So yeah, more than I got on selling it on eBay. The other thing that's going, the gearbox is coming back in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, until the axle comes, which is a fortnight, I can't, or I'm reluctant to put the gearbox into the chassis because I don't want the weight sat in there without the front axle on. In case I have to move the chassis, it then becomes a much more awkward lump to shift. But I will get on with something else. There's a steering box to refurb and umpteen other things. It's never ending, as you know. So I will get this away at the pallet force today. It's probably going to be a couple of weeks before I get this video on, so by then, well, it'll be a couple of seconds for you lot, but it'll be engine and gearbox and transfer box completely refurbished and a refurbed axle ready to go on, which will obviously push me back ahead of schedule to what I was. Thanks for watching. See you later. Well, there we are. There's the replacement front axle, all nice and shiny black, and discs and calipers on, so I'm really pleased with that. It was a couple of quid, but it was worth it, I think, and hopefully at some point next week I'll get it fitted, and that'll just help me progress. It'll have a good knock on then to get other things done. I'll quickly show you what else I've got sorted. Apologies for me thundering around trying to get from one end of the unit to the other. We share a unit, as I've mentioned before, and we've got a guy moving in, so we're a bit upside down at the moment. There's shag everywhere, but never mind. But also, what's come back is the transfer box and gearbox. So that's been completely stripped. It's had a new main shaft, synchros, and the corresponding, forget this right, the original style shaft on the 200, the wore on the nib, and this one had been no different. Couldn't get a replacement one identical, but we could get the upgrade, which meant I had to change the splined gear that went in a transfer box as well. So we had that done, and then that also meant the synchros had to be changed, so they've been done. So I'm quite chuffed. But this is the original box, it's just had new components, and obviously all bearings have been changed as well. The brake hub is going to get a lick of paint just to tidy it up, but as soon as I get that new axle fitted onto the front, that'll mean the gearbox will go in. It's got new mounts on as well, which I got, and I've serviced and refurbed the power steering pump, so that's to go. Well, that's bolted on, so that means as soon as I get the front axle on, get the transfer box and gearbox fitted and bolted in, and then the fuel tank can go in, and that's like quite a bit done quite quickly, and then I'll move on to that. So the plan is with this, I bought a compression tester, so we're going to do, hook it up to a battery, spin it over and do a compression test on it to make sure everything's okay, and if everything is okay, fingers crossed, I'll then tear it down of its ancillaries, give it a good clean, all the belts, new water pump, the starter and alternator will get refurbed. I've got a new clutch kit for it. I'm going to remove the fan and I'm going to put an electric fan on, and that just takes some of the load off the engine. It'll get a new boost pin and a slight advance on the timing, and hopefully we'll get, I think it was 115 brake standard, and when I get the turbo upgraded we'll probably get about 150, 155 brake out of it, which I think will be enough. It'll have enough grunt then. So thanks for watching. Apologise for the fact that it's took me this long to get this sorted, but it's been a couple of weeks for the axle. But thanks very much. Cheers.